I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Well, I ain't sure what went wrong in the first place, so baby, won't you come on back home? So I can't talk to you little, maybe even with my way back. Lately I've been thinking things could be just, and not only in the sense of the word, but we could really build trust. And I know it sounds like a stretch after all that we've been through, but if someone like myself can do it, why the hell can't you? Baby, we're living on something that just don't exist. And how long will it take for action or to raise your fist and saying to fight traditional ways? But it's time my mind somehow can make it. I won't sit around anymore waiting for someone to save me, that's for sure. Oh baby, that's for sure. This country was built on the backs of the working class, and now you've got all these billionaires sitting on their asses telling us how it's gonna be. Well, I don't know about you, can only speak for me. I'm sick of the shystiness and everything in between. When together we are always gonna overcome all the nastiness, the absolute obscure. Give them what they want, they think they're sleeping, but baby, guess what it is? We're all waking up, and I ain't talking about what it is. I'll see you around, see you around the next set of beds. Now, this is how this ends.
Get ready to groove to the rhythm of excitement as We Be Jammin' Live takes you on a thrilling musical adventure. With a spin of the wheel, our talented musicians spin into action, bringing you an unforgettable experience of music, energy, and entertainment. From classic hits to modern tunes, our talented artists will have you singing along and dancing to the beat. So, sit back, relax, and let the music take you on a wild ride. Do you have what it takes to be one of the 5 to be on the next We Be Jammin' Live?
Howdy, Belinda, E Block 2075. They tried to put me in charge of the prison newsletter. I called it the E Block Echo. Got a great ring to it, right? And then I filled it with important updates like who's got the best jailhouse tattoo this week, and which guard actually delivers mail, and which one is hoarding our love letters like a romance novel. Such a villain. I also wrote a horoscope section. If you're a Taurus, it's a good day to trade your last honey bun for a favor. If you're a Gemini, don't start nothing at the domino table, please. You ain't gonna win. The guards shut me down when I ran a piece of exposing the kitchen staff for watering down the gravy.
A world where everyone belongs. In harmony we sing this song. Peaceful vibes in paradise. Underneath these turquoise skies. Hand in hand we walk as one. Feeling life like a rising sun.
All right. Good vibes, everybody. Good morning. Good Monday morning, everybody. I was trying to type everybody's name out. I miss you, Chris the Flash. I see you there, brother. Good morning to you. Good morning, brother William Arlene Palmer Vlog. I see you. Good morning. Good morning, Sister B. Shout out to E Block there. Good to see you there. Hi, Miss Tracy. I was trying to get everybody typed out, but I was starting to run out of time. I was trying to juggle back here. It didn't work. I was working on y'all, though. I'll finish typing everybody out here in just a minute. Rocky Mountain Rowdy, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Our friend here, you know that I don't really know exactly how to say your name, but I know it's good vibes, and I just appreciate you being here. So thank you. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. Good Monday morning to everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. See you there, Lady J. Thank you for being here in the house. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Jared Talks. I see you, buddy. How you doing? Dave T from Boston. Brother William, I see you. Dave T from Boston, thank you very much. KC Inspirational, good morning. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. Gen X Effects, let's go. Hey, he knows how to get his comments highlighted quick, fast, and in a hurry. He says, let's go. I have y'all in the background. I'm a bit busy, but y'all playing. Have a good day, you sexy fellas. One love. Everyone, good vibes. I'm gonna tell you what. If there's any one way,
somebody said "sexy fellows."
Yeah. If there's any one way of getting your comment highlighted, I'm just gonna say that if you mention anything nice about me or Shine, me especially, then your comment will quickly rise to the top. Yeah.
You potentially could too.
You're basically the butter churn. Yeah, you have the choice as to whether you want your cream to rise to the top or you want it just to settle on down where, you know, wherever that stuff, right. wherever it's not at when you start doing what you do with the. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Gen X, he knows what he's doing. He's playing into my little pea brain. He's playing in there, kind of dancing around on, I get him with this.
The primitive brain.
And he's right. He's right. He's right.
Yeah.
You know, he's right. I love that. So shout out to you, Gen X Free J. Oh, look, man, what in the world's going on here? Surviving Together. You changed your.
Oh.
What in the world? Well, heck of. What? What?
You smell that burning?
Why?
That's him short circuiting
Holy.
right
now.
Yeah. What is that? Electrical fire?
Man, dang. I mean, man, everybody just changing and growing and doing big things now, and everybody give me a new circle.
Doing excellent things.
Yeah, man. Now that's awesome. You almost tricked me up for a second, and then I seen it was a blue name, and I'm like, that's Surviving Together. Shout out to you, Miss Mac. Good emblem. I see you. Shout out to you. Mac just broke him on live. Yeah, man. I was like, man, dang. Because I do use the emblem a lot, guys. I ain't going to lie to you. I know that the words are right beside it, but I can't help it. I look at those little circles and like
the face, or whatever you want to call it, that little emblem. I know that before I know the name.
Yeah,
'Cause I can see that. I'm like, okay, I got you in the bag.
Yeah, even when we're talking, I can see it on the side right there. Like I can see, but I see Miss Mac. Good job. I see you. I see you. That's cool. That's cool. Mac just broke them on live. Indeed. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. Good to see you, Chris. Flash double tap that screen for you fellas if you haven't already. This is Good Vibes, 11 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Friday with Guy and Shine. Always good vibes. Eastern Standard Time. You can find Shine Dig at Shine Dig. You can find me at Creating Change, where howdy.
Where you're at right now.
I've often had to been told where I was, so I don't mind at all. This is Creating Change. There's been many times in my life that I needed to be reminded of exactly where I was, so I don't mind. I'll extend that same, that same courtesy to our fellow friends that may need a little help understanding that this is Guy and Shine, Good Vibes, 11 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Which state? Alabama, Canada. Oh, good.
Oh.
The month and year, please, and I'll be on my way.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh.
Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all. Hugs B. I see they're surviving together. Need to post some new video. Laugh out. Just got too busy as of late. That's cool, brother William. Just stay with it, man.
It happens. Just do what you can when you can. It doesn't. I don't know. You know what I mean? Some of these YouTube philosophies we've had an opportunity to test either on purpose or through circumstance. So just do what you can when you can, buddy. Don't stress yourself.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the
main thing is when you're measuring your success, then take a real close look at how much fun you're having.
Yep.
And if it ain't ranking right up there at the top, then you probably need to back up, punt, and do something else.
If it starts feeling like effort.
If it's effort, if it's effort, then it ain't. It probably. Now that doesn't mean that things ain't gonna get trying or you're not gonna reach.
Put work in. You know. What I mean?
You don't have to stress yourself. If you're stressing over it, then it's becoming something different than what you want it to be. In my personal opinion, I want this to be fun. I want to work. I want to work hard. I want to feel the grind. Mm-hmm. But I also want to know that, okay, in the end, when I get this done, it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. It's going to be, whatever.
You got to do that.
Yeah. Then it's
time to take a break.
Yeah.
Time to take a little break.
Sign up for prison. It's more fun. Get to play cards and everything. They bring you your food depending on the establishment.
It's like basically a 4-star hotel.
Oh, it is if you count each square in it. It's like a 6-star meal. I mean, I guess.
Perspective. It's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective.
Sometimes you have to sit for a while.
I ain't gonna lie. I did kind of try to feel like I was sitting on the beach a couple times, but I still never got no sunburn. I ain't gonna lie.
That nice poster.
I just turned pale white. I turned pale white. I wasn't even a little bit pigmented. I looked like that LED light right there in the corner. That's what I look like standing up at count time. I look like a LED light standing there.
I was always told staring at the sun gave you good doses of vitamins. No one said it mattered if it was a picture or not. They should have clarified these things.
Right. I stared at that sun and that picture for hours, and I never got I ain't gonna lie, I never.
Did the mirror, like, trying to get the undertan going on,
the picture was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great picture, but it never did a thing for me, vitamin D wise. No. I don't feel like that ever did anything, and my pigment didn't change other than to go away.
Well, that's it.
I pretty much was I was pretty much clear by the time I hit penitentiary. I was, you know what I'm saying?
If you get any more white, you'll be clear.
Dude, I swear I have never been so because I'm a little bit dark complected anyway, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I hit the block and I had never been out of the sun for that many days in a row. So I was in for 130 days I hadn't seen sun. So it was like, holy crap, dude. So when I did get to see sun, man, my skin almost instantly started tingling. But it felt so freaking good, dude. It felt like a
I wound up with this big old blister on my bald forehead where they had shaved me, took the weed whacker to you.
Yeah.
I was outside and this old major, he come walking by. I've been told a couple times to be careful, and I took an old t-shirt and wrapped it around my head a couple times, and that didn't do for me. I didn't have no ball cap, and it just wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
So this old major come by and he said, "This is a direct order. If I catch you in the sun again, then we're just gonna lock you down until that goes away on your head, right?" Because it was like the size of my. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Because I was like, dude,
sit with a burnt forehead in a cell till
yes.
you let me out again. Thanks.
Yeah. But I was like, in the position I was in, I was like, dude, I don't want to. I'd only been there for because I'd been in lockdown for 72 hours. So I hadn't been able to go out. I'd been there for about 3 days, but I hadn't seen sunshine until about a day before this.
Right.
And dude, I didn't want to go in. I ain't gonna lie. It was just like, oh my God, I don't smell feet and butt, and it smells like stuff out here other than feet and butt. And it was great, dude. It was just so outstanding to just outside, man.
That description. Was tasty.
Dude, I hated it, man. I hated it, dude. And you know what was worse is you got used to it.
Well, yeah.
And it was
when fresh air slaps you in the face.
Oh, when fresh air is almost like, ooh, what is that smell? And you're like, oh, they opened the window. You're like, ooh.
Tell them to close.
Ooh, I've been in here too long, man.
Close the door. You're letting the stink out.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. Hey, it really was one of them deals. Like you almost, when you went outside at rec time, you almost knew that you was going to have about a 10-minute recovery period coming back in because it was going to hit you as soon as you walk through the door. All the body odor, feet, butt, all of it, shower, all that crap, just all of it. Like I hated that part about it. I hated the whole, not just that, but just the whole smell of the place. It was like recycled air. You know what I'm saying? It was just nasty, man.
There's certain places I won't even go in the free world that are like that. I won't name them on here, but there's certain stores and they're big ones. That, just the lighting and the smell that's in there all the time, just turns my, and maybe it's attached to some of that. I don't know.
I can't take it, man. Dude. If there's anything that sticks out in my mind, over and over again, is that weird. And it wasn't like most people was really clean. It really was. It wasn't about that. It was just so many men packed into one little tight space
area.
That dude, you couldn't help but there was a smell about it that you just did not agree with you, dude. I don't care how much deodorant people put on, how much showers it wasn't about that. It was just the smell.
That fleshy, sour
smell. It was terrible, dude. I hated it, man. I hated it. Hey, that's enough to keep us.
Good Monday morning.
That keeps me from. If you want to know how to behave, just imagine that in your mind for a minute. You'll behave.
These are the things that you won't.
Don't go there.
True crime book.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. The toughest part about prison was gaining your actual smell back when you got out.
Prison eau de toilette.
Yeah, man.
Oh
man. Ooh. Man, right. Terrible. Don't want no more of that. Shout out to Monday mornings and not being in prison.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Especially on a rainy day like it is today.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Worst.
I've done a couple hundred Monday mornings in there. I don't want to do no more. I don't want to do no more. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. It wasn't fun.
No. So.
And they all stunk.
Yeah. Not one of them was nice.
Not one of them.
Oh, come on.
Now, you know what though? I do tell people after I did get kind of used to it, I would be lying if I said I didn't have some fun. But every day I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to go. I hated it. I ain't gonna lie. I never got used to it. It was never home for me. It was like, no, dude, I'm staying for a little while and I'm going to the house.
Yeah.
This is not home for me, bro.
This is always what blew my mind. It's when you're finally out, right? And your buddies or other guys, start getting out. And you talk to them 2-3 times, and then you call them the 4th time, and you're like, "Hey, where's so and so?" And they're like, "Oh, they're back in the clinic."
Yeah, they're in jail.
Like, what did he do?
Visitation Saturday. I'll be like, okay,
right on.
Yeah, I won't be there.
No, yo.
No.
You know,
I'm not going to be there. They won't even let me in the parking lot. No, I ain't going to be there.
I don't even think I can send you commissary money. So.
No shit. If you want to get shook down,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? This is no kidding, man. While I was locked up, I was in Buckingham, out here, Eastern Virginia, and hey, my best friend Zachary, he had just went through the Marine Corps and was at, he had done his
Yep.
tour over there and then come home. And he was I believe he was already married at the time he sent me the picture, but he sent me a picture of him and a couple of his real close friends that he was friends with in the Marine Corps.
Right.
And dude, you talk about a stink raised, man. He sent me a picture.
Were they in gear and stuff?
He was, dude, with and he was holding a gun as any Marine. They were in Iraq when they took the picture, so they had their guns, one of them.
For sure. So these parents think Bandy's got a bunch of guns coming.
So they call my narrow tail up to the main gate, and I'm like, you knew that when you got called up there, you're like,
this ain't good.
Man, I'm starting to go back through my memory bank. I'm like, I don't remember doing anything real bad yet. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what? Like, I ain't done nothing to get called all the way up there. Maybe to the shack right here, but I'm not all the way up to the big guy. Like I'm going to the big boss man. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I get up there and man, you wait that 15-minute wait that they make you wait. I think just to make you kind of chew a hole in the seat they set you down in, and it's center block, so you don't have much of a chance. But hey, he calls me in. He wouldn't let me. That was another thing that irked me, man. He get me down the road over this picture, like about, we're not allowed to have this kind of stuff, blah blah blah, and they were like real, at first I was kind of like scared, like I was like, what's all this about? Like I didn't know what had happened. But then, as he kept talking about it, I'm deciphering I'm like, okay, well, the only person that would send me a picture of any kind of like people in uniforms or anything like that would be my best friend. Like that would be Zach that sent me this, right? So the only thing he would tell me was who it was from, or the name that was on the envelope. He wouldn't let me read the letter, which they had already read, so they knew there was no, like, they're going to send me combat. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Oatmeal boxes.
Check the oatmeal box. I'm like, come on, man. So anyway, we go through this whole thing, and I'm like, he was a major. He was the major of that particular compound.
Okay.
And after all this, I'm like, if you would have just told me,
had asked a couple questions.
Like I could have explained this really. Like he come down on he done come down on me enough that I felt like, okay, well, you're punishing me anyway, so now I'm gonna speak up for myself. I don't have no control over what comes from the outside, sir. No. Like I don't have not one control over that. Y'all, you guys have control over that. So as far as I'm concerned, I never had to know about this. I wouldn't have known about this. And dude, he come down on me though, and I was like, "Oh man!" But I told Zach when I got out, I said, "Dude, you'll never know what that one little picture that you sent me calls me that day, because like it was one of them like stressful moments in my morning, because it was first thing too." I was like, "Oh snap!" Like they're gonna put me in the hole. Like
they had a letter for this. Like I'm sure with him explaining, "Hey, we're blah blah blah." You know what I mean? Hoping you're doing well, kind of thing. Like,
dude, that's all it was.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
And then like the only
with a picture of him and his buddies.
You happened to be shacked up with El Chapo at the time, because I can see that getting them a little rattled.
Dude, it's like,
is there a tunnel under here?
Man, there was no tough guys where I was at. There was no tough guys. Okay, we were all wanting to just go home. Okay,
they were
none of us.
Jumpy. These fellas sound jumpy.
Nobody had any power. Nobody was anything. Everybody was trying to bum a ramen soup and make a swole for dinner. Like
I got some ramen in a sock. Who's
like come on, man. I mean, but they treat, dude. I felt like I was like, daggone, man. Like they might as well be treating me like I'm a like, dang, man. This guy ain't sending me, like, you read the letter. Like, he obviously had read the letter, and I hadn't even got to read, but I knew Like, well, all he would ever write me would be.
Was this at the beginning of your?
No, I was about 2 years in.
Okay.
About a year and a half in.
Because man, they rolled you around a lot.
Yeah, they did. I was Guy Columbus, bro. I was Guy Columbus. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Every time that they met, they would ship me out, and then no sooner that my narrow tail would get kind of blended in and kind of, in a groove, then they'd pack me up again. But it was because they started us out at such a high level.
Yeah.
And then you've got to go through, stages of working your level down and then I finally reached a level 2 compound, and that's where I rode the rest of my time out. But it was, people don't realize how stressful getting shipped is.
No.
Getting shipped to a different joint and not knowing anybody and like being thrown to the wolves. I felt like sometimes, because like in Eastern Virginia, you're sending me to a place where there's a lot of people that was into gang stuff and into like, that I wasn't necessarily involved in, but you're throwing me into this like crowd of like, okay, man, I mean, we're cool with each other, but I don't have no idea what they're like. Like I didn't live that realm, and they didn't live my realm neither.
Do you have any tattoos? So that was.
I didn't have any like prominent tattoos. I had just a couple when I was in there, and then when I got home, I got what I got on me.
Yeah,
I didn't have nothing like that.
These up and around, so they take all your pictures and stuff, and they try to figure out who you're affiliated with, and it's like. I ain't affiliated with nobody. And that takes months.
It was stupid.
But they've cracked down on that stuff big time. I was watching that here the other day on the news, and they were talking about like El Salvador or whatever with the MS-13, them fellas. And
man.
Everybody was saying, oh no, it's too harsh what they're doing. And I just watched last night, they locked most of these guys up. I think they got like 80% of them now. They said the murder rate's gone like from whatever it was, like almost bottomed out. Violent crimes down to less than 20%, which was over 80 before they started doing this 2 years ago.
Right.
But if you get caught up in the wrong mix-up in that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, now there was the first spot that they sent me to there at Powhatan. Then I have to say that it was probably the most stressful. One, it was the first penitentiary I went. I came out of jail.
Right.
For 100 and some days. I think it was 130 some days, and then went to the penitentiary. And it was that transition right there that I felt like I was thrown to the wolves, because it was like, okay, now I was in jail kind of with hometown people where I knew how to deal with these folks. And like most of them knew of me, or I knew them or knew of them and could handle my own. And I could handle my own, I guess, anywhere. I obviously did. But then they put me into a position where not only was I in there with folks that was of a different mindset, different lifestyle, but they were also in there for, like, we were going through receiving. So you had some that was going to be doing 20 years, and you had some that was going to be doing 3 years. Well, when you put that mix in there, a dude that's doing 20 years don't have the same mindset as a man that's doing 3 years. A man that's doing 3 years is still going to be pooping street food by the time he goes home.
Right.
Dude that's in for 20 is going to lose his mom and dad while he's in, most likely. His wife's gone. His kids probably are very rarely ever going to get to come see him. He don't care about home.
No.
And that was where that my line kind of got grayed up right at first. Was like, I felt like I was in a fight or flight situation, but there was no flight. So it was like, okay, you throw me into this like wolf pack where people are trying to see
if
who's who, and and it was, that did feel kind of like, almost like, okay, let's see if you run your time up, because it would have been right real easy the first month or so with the way people want to try to treat you, that if you didn't know how to handle yourself just a little bit and could just kind of deflect and go on and move on. And man, people wanted to see if they could get you to throw a punch, or if they could get you to do something. And then that want to run, that'll get you another year or another 2 years or another, whatever it is. And it's just like, dude, it was such a baby game. It was like, you guys are grown men, and you're in here trying, like, you would see them do it on purpose. trying to run somebody's
it's a weird
time up.
psychology too. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very bizarre psychology because the people that like get sucked into participating in it, they kind of get this thing in their head, like, because they call them tickets, right? So now I've collected a ticket, and now, okay, they've gained a little traction maybe for a bit till the next ask comes of you, right? And then they assume that these people are going to have their backs when they get out, and they don't. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a real. It does seem like they're trying to, you know what I mean? Which is so stupid. When you know what most of them are in there for.
It is.
You know what
now,
I mean?
But on the same token, I do have to say, I always like to point out that now in that particular spot, because of how it was handled, there was a lot of people came into one area for a brief moment, a couple month, 3-month window.
Yeah.
But for the most part, 80% of the men, whether they were from inner city, outer city, wherever it was they were from, 80% of the men that were in the penitentiary, I would rank them as good a man as I ever was, or better. And were just, they got caught up in some dumb stuff, and they had to go pay their price. That's your price. That's in my opinion should be your price. If the judge says you do 5, then I personally feel like you do 5. Come home and get back to living and leave me alone. Because I'd say this, John, and I mean this wholeheartedly, bro. When I come home, I had been gone enough. I had been gone long enough. I didn't have no driver's license. I didn't have no vehicle. I didn't have no wheels or nothing, but it was mandated to me. I'd been locked up for 3 years. Dude, I hadn't done drugs in years now. I hadn't drank nothing in years. I had went through all these classes while I was in there, all this stuff, right? I get home, and then they mandate me to go out here, this little stupid church. It's not the church, it's stupid, but the program, the AA and the NA crap run out. Well, what did that do? It run me right back into the same circle of idiots that I was in before I got locked up. And if they'd have just left me the hell alone at my mom and dad's and let me go to work and let me get my driver's license straight, get all this stuff straight and let me be, I wouldn't have never run into those folks most likely.
And here's the kicker. They give you conditions to not hang around with known criminals or drug addicts.
But you make me go there
to the place where all these people are.
Yeah, because my mom and dad very rarely ever took an ibuprofen in the house.
Exactly.
Like they would throw cross symbols at you if you come carrying in a beer.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm in the perfect place to stay away from this if y'all let me stay away from it. But you're sending me right back to like the probation. Where do you think that all my buddies is at? You locked all them up too. They're at the probation office.
You get the mandates, and then
where do you think that they're at? They're at the NA class. They're at the AA class. Well, what do you think? I mean,
I don't know what you call them down here, but we call them 13 steppers up here, right? Because there's 12 steps.
Yeah,
and
then back to prison.
Yeah, they just hang out in the back, right? And they're doing that's their place of business. So it's like everyone's sitting in front, and as you're walking out, he's giving you the
man.
You know, it's like, come on, man.
It was like, come on, dude. You guys are just. This is a joke. This is a joke, right?
Like you want me to go back, right?
But
like,
this is the thing. Like I never personally had an opportunity. Like I feel like that after you have done that amount of time, that you should have at least earned enough respect to go stand in front of that judge and give him your reason why you don't want to be in that class and why you feel like you've achieved the chance to not have to go. Because I had done that stuff for 19 months straight and then went to a halfway house for 6 more months and did the same thing. I'd been through all these classes, and I'm like, well, why did you guys send me to all this other stuff just to send me to this crap? In my hometown where I know everybody.
And what did they give you, 3 years probation?
No, I had 5 years of probation.
You had 5. Man, that's insane. 3 was plenty.
Well, and it wasn't the probation for me. It was the fact that you're putting these other things. Like, okay, for example, I come home and I went to work full time. I had full time. Went right back to work with my dad and the boss man that we had been working for. So went right back with him. Well, then my supposedly now, when you come home off probation, you were supposed to have a mile of highway that you walk and pick trash up on. Okay, now I just come home. I'm paying my fines, hadn't missed a payment, nothing like that.
Right.
I'm working full time. That's how I'm paying the damn fines. And then I've got a probation officer. Me and my dad was working about 9-10 hours a day at the time. And we were carpenters. We were construction workers.
Yeah.
It was hard work. It ain't like I sat behind a desk. And then she's trying to tell me that if I don't go pick up this mile-long section of highway each week, that I'm subject to my probation getting revoked. And I just that was that one moment where I felt like, okay, if you're gonna put me in a spot where I have to pull hole cards, then I'm gonna say I'm not doing that. I work full time and I pay my butt off to you guys. And I'm not, if I wasn't working, I'd be the first one out here to go pick trash up until I had me a job.
I think
that's for the ones that don't have a job. That's for them.
And that's the thing. And like this is a big part of the story that a lot of people don't know, and why I believe a lot of people don't make it. When you come out, you're penniless, poor. Anybody that you know probably has left your side. And then you got to deal with.
I'd have been homeless if it hadn't been for my mom and dad. My wife divorced me while I was locked up. I was only 6 payments from having my first home paid for. My dad promised me when I got locked up, he said, "Son, I will make them pay. You will not lose your home." Well, when my wife divorced me, I lost my home anyway. Right. I didn't have no vehicle when I come home. I had 4 trash bags of crap in my mom and dad's spare bedroom that she carried to my mom and dad's house.
That's unreal.
You know, and but then they bring you home and you've got to go back. You know, I guess you don't have to go back to work, but for myself, I had to go back to work and start trying to earn something so that I could have something again. But then they're putting these mandates on you that are reintroducing you right back to the same. In their mind,
and the limitations for a construction worker too was like insane. It's like you can work to this part in the county. It's like, well, I'm a service residential electrician. I need to be like on the other side of the bridge. 80% of the business. You're running a risk trying to do a job quick and get back across, man. Like
we live on the West Virginia border. Like I'm only 6 miles from West Virginia right now. I can be in West Virginia in about 6 or 8 minutes, something like that. Well, obviously, living that close as a working man that goes from job to job, you're obviously going to cross state lines from time to time easily. Like you could live here and not even realize you went over into West Virginia easily. Yeah. Well, it's supposedly like when I come home, you're supposed to have permission to go across state lines each time you go and all. And it's like, dude, I live on the line. Like I live. Give me
a run and slips
if I'm not careful, if I throw a rock off this hill, it lands in West Virginia. It's like y'all got to give me a break here, man. But they put you in impossible spots, bro. Like they're trying to run you up sometimes, and I don't like that. The punishment
it works a lot. It works.
This
a lot,
is the thing.
Unfortunately. Yep.
It's like you get these probation officers that they take it upon. They think that their job is to punish you. No, it's not. Your job is to support me on my journey to being a free man.
To create a
That's
safe
what your job is
for everybody to try to become rehabilitated. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
your rehabilitation ain't nothing but knocking the steps out from under people most of the time. That's all it's doing, man. So, hey, what a good way to start a conversation off, man. We've done burnt through almost an hour. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Sanja Hako, I see you. That's Enchanted Circle in the system all around the world. Same, yeah.
It is.
It is.
What scares me is the privatization of all this stuff that's happening now. Because if it was like it was before, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what it's like now, man.
Yeah. Well, I can tell this is the part that for around here that I don't understand. I have a brother-in-law that's getting ready to come home, and he's been in for several years now. And when I went in, you didn't get Suboxone and methadone while you was in there. You got clean. No. Yeah. If you didn't get nothing else, you got clean.
You got the turkey,
baby. Nowadays, they come home just as dependent on something as when they went in. And my fear is that, all these generations of people that's being affected by this, not only has it created a dependency, but it's created a recidivism rate into the penitentiary that guarantees our state and federal systems a guaranteed paycheck. And when you have a place that's dependent on you being there to create their income, then do you think for 1 second they're truly trying to keep you out of there?
No,
I don't
my
think
friend.
so.
No.
I don't believe that. That seems that just doesn't even seem
It
like the
sounds
correct.
at the very least to be a major conflict of interest.
There's definitely a conflict of interest, man.
You know,
Definitely.
like, and I mean, it's only gotten worse. Like, we made a prediction on here, 3 weeks ago now, about some of these programs getting cut.
They'll get caught.
And man, I thought it was bad because we went through it at roughly the same era, right? We were at the height of the pill mills and all that, and I thought that stuff was gone because when you're not in it, you don't really know what's happening, right? Like, I know what's going on, but I don't fully know all the inner working details until I seen what they put up here the other day. And they're cutting every program you can imagine. Social program, safe supply program, the education program, like everything is just shink, shink, shink. Let's cut it.
Yeah.
So now, I was listening to the numbers on how many of these people, and what shocked me was that I thought I was going to be hearing about 20 and 30-year-old people hooked on pills again. You know, same old story, going to prison, getting out of prison. No, these are like 10 to 13-year-old kids because the stuff is $2, $1 a piece. Like, and I mean, this is straight from pharmaceutical companies. I'm not even talking about the street dope. So it's sickening. It's sickening.
I see you guys there. Shout out to you, Jimena. Have a great day. I appreciate you coming through. Hello, Kitty. Boogie Time, I'm going to tell you something, darling. I have come off of both pain pills, opioids. When I say pain pills, I'm not talking about the little baby doses like Percocets and hydrocodones. I'm talking about Oxy 80s. And, I was getting enough pain pills legally that, believe me, it could have killed a couple of us. But it was, in my personal opinion, I feel like that with the opioids, it was a more intense couple weeks at first of being sick because I was taking so many of them. But then it went away after about 35 days. After about 35 days, I felt like I shook it. But Suboxone, I spent when me and my buddy started this deli out here, we were still working on because we bought the building and then done all the work on it and then opened it. Well, within that couple year period that we were working on it to open it, I decided that I was done. I was not going to be on Suboxone. I was not going to be on anything. I didn't want to have to go to anywhere. So I decided I was going to come off of it, and it was in the summertime, and this is no lie. Out there in the front of our building, it faces east, and the sun would come up and shine right directly on that building, and it would get hot as Hades. Hot as Hades, bro.
Yep.
Hey, well, we would go out there to sit and take our break or, sit and smoke a cigarette or whatever, and it was right there on the main drag. But all summer long, I never did peel a sweatshirt off. I had that cold chill
On the subs?
and that coming off of the sub. When I finally done my last dose of Suboxone and was like, okay, that's it. Then Zachary will tell you, dude, I spent from about the 1st of August up until right around October, when you would start needing a sweatshirt anyway, I was in a sweatshirt. I was cold. I didn't feel good. I started feeling better about 30 days in, but that cold chill stuff, it didn't go away for like 2 months,
See,
like 2.5 months,
You got
man.
the opposite of me. I was roofing with my dad, and I remember this because I never heard of Suboxone. Like, this is, we were talking about 10, 11 years ago, right, when I was going through it. And I knew methadone, right? And I heard all the horror stories of methadone, and that was just, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not going to do that. I had an aunt that was on it for 54 years. She was caught up in the Halifax explosion here that happened during World War II. She was about 9 years old. Back then, they dosed kids with methadone. It was what they had.
Yeah.
And when they did her autopsy, they cut her bones open and stuff. The methadone was in her bones. Like, anyway, so that story always kind of stuck in my brain. And I had this nurse, and she explained to me, she said, this is a new drug, because it was at the time up here. And she said, what it does is it just basically shuts off all those receptors in your brain and will take you down off slow over a couple of weeks. And I said, okay, fine. So I went and I did it. And the first time it went well. And then as things happened, yes, I slipped up, lapsed, right? and then get back on the stuff with a different doctor. And they put the dose way up. And I was working with my father on a roof in January with no shirt on, wearing just shorts. And as the snow was hitting me, it was like, he said it was like melting right off of you. Like I would be like burning up the whole time, right? Then I started taking pains in my head. That stuff was worse than, I found it way worse than coming off of, just coming off it the other way, man. Because the other way, yeah, you're going to pay. It's going to hurt for a few days. But that's just like a death by 1,000 cuts, in my opinion.
It is.
Now, if you want to know about methadone, don't ever touch it.
Yeah.
Like, please don't.
Me and Courtney I went to the methadone and started out there, and I was on it just long enough to realize that this stuff was going to kill me, man. Because I would go out there in the morning. I had to be out there I went to work because I was still working. And go out there in the morning, right? 5 o'clock in the morning. Go get your dose, whatever. So you could be at work by 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And, dude, I'm never one to like fall asleep driving or anything like that. And the next thing I know, dude, I'm not able to hold my head up, but yet I'm not able to sleep. It's like I nod, but I don't really sleep. And it's like I wound up getting pneumonia in my chest, and like it really weakened me. But that was something that I was gonna touch on, is like, this has been my whole point since I started this channel with creating change, and we started talking about some of these things, and I started making some of these videos. It's been my whole goal is to bring awareness to that we have a generation right now that when this comes to an end, and I promise you, these Suboxone clinics that's so easy to get into, they're coming to an end. I know this. Just like the opioid epidemic come to an end, they realized that they had to stop that. This is going to come to an end, and what I fear is we've got some good men and some good women out here that have been convinced that because they show up at the doctor every week to go get their little dose for the week that they allow them to have, that somehow that they're clean. No, they're not. When they take that clinic from you, are you going to still be able to go function as life as normal? And no, you're not.
The answer is a hard no.
You're going to have to. Now is the time to get your handle on it in your way. Yep. You wait for them to do it. I promise you, it's going to hurt, and you're going to lose your home. You're going to lose everything, because your mind will not be ready for the sudden shock of, I don't have my dope. I don't have no way to get my dope. There ain't nobody has any of this dope now. I'm going to have to resort back to whatever high it was I was getting before then. And now that's a different game, because now you got fentanyl to deal with and all this crap. Yeah. So you're liable to get something that kills you right off.
You can't protect yourself. First, your body fails you because you're throwing up and it's coming out of every orifice, and I'll leave it at that. Then you're going to go through the emotional part, if you make it to that part, if you fight to make it to that part.
Most people aren't. They're going to go find some dope of some kind.
And if you've been on methadone, my dear friends, on one of those ridiculously high doses. So here, just to put this into perspective, if you hypothetically were at 90 milligrams of methadone, which is roughly the bottom end average around here, most people are on 150 to 230, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And you work yourself down to 1%, okay? Now, if you do that according to the doctor, they're going to take you down. That's going to take about 2.5 years, okay, of you being dedicated, being sick on a consistent basis that whole time. Then they get you down to 1 milligram, okay? That 1 milligram, they're going to run you for a month. And then for the next 6 months to a year, depending on how long you were on it, you're going to feel dope sick. So put that in your head and think about that. If you think that this stuff is working for you, because all it's doing is convincing you that you're okay and that you're getting by. And that's all you're doing. You're okay and you're getting by. But you have no freedom, and you never will.
Yeah. If you wonder if you're addicted, ask yourself, if you're going to the Suboxone clinic, ask yourself, would I schedule my vacation for whenever it was supposed to be, or would I make sure that I don't have an appointment to go get my Suboxone filled?
And then you'll get enough. Am I even allowed to have enough to go?
Yeah. Hey, honey, we can't go to the Bahamas because we have to leave the country, and I don't want to try to take this stuff with me, but I can't
keep this cold on an airplane, man, 7-hour flight.
It's like, hey, if you wonder whether you're addicted, ask yourself a couple of these little questions that we're throwing at you like this, because it's true. I'm just trying to come at you from a real standpoint because I've been there, done it. And it's one of them deals where if you can't say no to those, then you are as bad as I. Whether it's by choice or whether it's by doctor, you're addicted. It doesn't matter at that point.
It seems to me like a manipulation, because I know we both been through this firsthand, and I've experienced it and considered myself a fairly intelligent individual to a certain point where I realized that it was just passing me from one thing to another. And the weird part is once that stuff gets a hold of you, methadone's a different beast. I'll speak on that part because it does convince you that you're getting it together. Yeah. But what they do is they just keep putting you up and putting you up and putting you up, and you're never going to get off of it. Never. That's why they call it liquid handcuffs, right?
Life is still judged by whether you got a pill in your pocket, and if that's the case, you ain't living yet, bro.
You ain't living, bro. You ain't got freedom. You ain't free neither. Yeah.
No, you're not. No, that's another thing. If you want to call yourself not being locked up, well,
nobody you's as locked up as you ever was.
You're as hemmed up as you'll ever be in that situation, man. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all being part.
Listening to our talk this morning. We got right into that one, man. Yeah.
Always good. Always good. Coming up on the noontime hour, we appreciate everybody being here. This is Guy and Shine, 11 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Eastern Standard Time, with some after dark stuff to be announced and to come. But we appreciate y'all being here. Good vibes to everybody.
Hey, I'm Tommy Kenyon, your tech content creator and digital content pro. With cutting-edge AI guidance, I craft segments like interactive audio or video audio sync tutorials and more. I deliver clear step-by-step digital solutions that make your projects shine, practical, fast, and ready to roll. Hire me to bring your tech vision to life. Let's create something epic together.
Here and I hate the bore, you already know it. I'm an undiscovered poet, performer with rockstar motives. Let me tell you something that not many people have ever noticed. But I'm scared of being vulnerable. And I'm scared of commitment, but obviously, yeah, whatever. Who is it? I bet if I called you, you'll be right at my spot in about 5 minutes. And you're going to delete this voicemail, God forbid your man think I'm in it. I'll say this to me when I get up in it, but I'm a little drunk right now. But you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. But you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. Oh, I'm a little drunk right now. I know you're doing your best to, but I won't let you forget me. I know you're doing your best to, but I won't let you forget me. I want you to know I can love myself on my own, but I'm a little drunk right now. I'm a little drunk right now.
Yeah,
Outstanding, man.
Awesome work.
I
Good
like
job.
that band, dude. I just like that band. Man.
Yeah, they're a
and they
great
did some
band.
cool. They did some cool songs the other night too, man. That
Yeah,
was,
if you
know,
did
like
miss it, we be jamming with or at Big Jack Storytime or
Yeah.
on either of our pages. It's worthwhile checking out. There's some really
Yeah.
cool stuff that happened on there, so
that
it
was
was really cool.
it was
I
cool,
just
man.
wanted
They
to add
were-
a tail end to the story that we had before. Just a little thing I thought of when we went to break is that for anybody that is in these kind of positions where you are struggling, honestly, like there are places where you can get help and start getting off of it, but you're gonna have to take directive of your own life and start saying what it is you need. And one thing I can tell you about that is that once you start getting close to that end road, this thing kind of happens where you notice your mind coming back, and it's not like a little like you came out of a haze. It's a real like what, like things smell different, things taste different, your view on everything changes. So as painful as it may be, because that's what keeps a lot of people in there thinking that you can't do it, you absolutely can do it. Okay, so I just wanted to say that part.
Indeed. Yeah, man. Yeah, get it out of your mind that
Yep.
that being well is finding a place to go get more dope. Being well is figuring out how to not go get more.
Yep.
So shout out to you guys. There's definitely help out
Absolutely.
there for you, and there's people that want to step in and try to assist you along the way.
Yes,
But
sir.
real quick, while we got Miss Boogie Time in here, Miss Boogie Time, as you know, I'm a fan. I ordered a couple of these, had my wife order them off of the computer there, or Amazon, I believe is where she said she got it. But shout out to you. Good job on your book. As I promised, I'm going to read each book that you put out from now on so that I can ensure that I have read one more book than you have wrote.
That's a
But there
guarantee.
is a couple clauses that I want to throw out there. If it's above my grade level, then I think that there should be a substitute. Like I should be able to pick a substitute grade level that is, because with Miss Boogie Time it might be nuclear physics next. I don't know, but right now I can read this one, so I'm reading this one, and it's good, and I appreciate it. I give one to my mom. My wife ordered two for me. I give one to my mom, and lo and behold, when we ordered these, it was on a Friday, and the very next Monday, my wife come carrying in this Post-it note with a young lady's name and number on it that turns out that is most likely my daughter. We're going to confirm everything, obviously, legally through DNA, but it looks like she come out of my butt, so I'd like to meet her dad if she ain't my daughter. You know what I mean? Like I might have some questions for my own dad.
I can't say I never heard that.
I might have to be like, "Hey, Dad, you need to tell me about this other dude that like
Well,
hey,
a long time ago.
Yeah, like back before me and your mom be like, oh, now I'm getting okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That explains that.
How's that been going?
Man, excellent. But I'm gonna shout out to you, Miss Boogie Time, one more time. Her book is on sale now. Her Psalms. Just shout out to you. Great job. Always here to push you up, and we just appreciate you doing a good job and outstanding member of the community. And just been personally able to watch you grow over the past few months, and we're just uber proud of you. So thank you, Miss Boogie Time. But I'm going to give this other copy to my daughter because we have a copy here. You know, my mom's right next door, so we have a copy that'll be here on the hill for us, and then I'm going to send her home with this other copy, and I'm going to write her a little something in it from me. You know, but you know, anyway, but yeah, it's been going great. She went to the mall with us yesterday. We took her and my son and her little boyfriend. They all met us here at my house.
What's this talk of a boyfriend?
Yeah, he's a cool little fellow. You know, yeah. But he went with us and we went out and ate and we, you know, just had a good time and everybody getting to visit and getting to know each other. Because truth of the matter is, daughter or no daughter, I never knew this young lady. So it's a learning, you know, like we're trying to just, you know, you feel like in some ways you know them because they look like you, that you see them do actions a lot like you and things that this is uncommon of others that you're like, man, that seems like me. But at the same time, you don't really, you weren't around for their raising, so you don't know. So it's been a learning curve, bro, and just trying to, like, I ain't gonna lie, for me, a little girl, I mean, you know, if I just know how I am, and I've been good about with my son about taking the hard line, and I just got to keep reminding myself that got to take the hard line, Dad. You know what I mean?
Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, I know. It's like, good Lord. Like, good Lord. Now I get why my dad carried my sister around till she was about 25 years old.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, you know, because if she would let me, I'd probably pick her up and carry her around a little bit, be like, okay, just for, you know, good old time's sake. But, you know, it just seems so odd for me to have this little adult come into your life and you're like, man, you know, kid or no kid, it's like I've got to help her in some sort of way, got to be some sort of person for her now. No matter what.
Yeah, in any way it comes. You know,
in any way.
You got to answer that call.
She's got to be a friend of the family in some way or you know, this avenue will, I just want to instill in this little girl from this day forward that when you step outside your comfort zone and you start doing things and you build a bridge, that it's worthy of your time spent. And I'm going to make this bridge she built between her and my wife and myself, I'm going to make it worthy of her time by being a proper adult figure in her life, the best I know how to be. Now, when I find out if I'm her dad, that does change things just a little bit. But even if I'm not, I'm going to be a proper adult in this young lady's life. She's 30 minutes, 35 minutes up the road. She'll always know that when she's in the Tazewell area, doing her thing, running around, hey, swing by and see the Bandy family because we love you. You're part of the crew now. No matter what, as long as you want to be part of this crew, you're here now. So, you know, I just think that's a good lesson for any young person out there. Is like, just try, just try, just reach, man. Because you know, it's but it also, like I shared with you, it did make me nervous when I pulled up and I seen the irresponsibility. Now this lady that I had this child with. Or that had this child of mine, you're talking 16, almost 17 years ago.
There's a lot of water, you know, under the bridge there. Yeah.
Out of respect, the first thing I asked her was, well, you know, have you seen your mom? And she was like, nah, not since the day before yesterday. Or how's your mom? You know, I don't know. And I'm thinking, you know, well, and then this is what crossed my mind. Well, thank God that it was me and not somebody pretending to be me. That was, you know, who she contacted. It could have been so much, like in my mind, all these stupid little, like, man, thank God in heaven that she got a hold of the actual, because that Facebook page that she found Courtney on, you know, found my wife on, I haven't been on that Facebook page in like 8 years, 9 years. It's been a long time. I don't even know how to get back on it.
No.
And she found Courtney's name through that page and was able to find her. But what if somebody would have hacked it and it would have been somebody else, and then they show up there, and then before she has a chance, she's only 90 pounds, could have just been snatched right up, and somebody just done harm to her, and it just was like, holy crap, dude, we've got to.
There's a lot
like,
of things that are attached to that. You know what I mean? Like that's man, that seems to be the thing nowadays. But you know what I mean? Like it can go a lot of ways, man. It can go a lot of ways. I'm happy she found you.
I am too. Even if she's not mine, I'm just so glad that she reached out in random and found me.
I mean, most of the people that influenced me the most are not blood related to me in any way. They were people that, you know, were like Boys and Girls Center was a big thing up here. I met a lot of people there that dedicated their time, and like, you know, you got enough to know that, okay, this is kind of a Baron. Because I remember being that age and like there was no Baron. It was 0 to 100, right? So you just kind of shot off in a direction and tried to remember some of the stories I heard from, you know, some of the mostly guys, because that's how they group it, right? Like a young fellow with a you know, big brother type thing, and that stuff helped me out more than anything. And it was during those pivotal years, and I mean, I still got into trouble later, but you know, that was on my own doing. But without that, I wonder how much worse it would have been, because I was all gas, no brakes, you know what I mean? So yeah, good.
Well, having the influence in your life does not necessarily mean that there's a time frame in which that you're going to end up using that influence.
Correct.
Now, you may get that influence when you're 15, but not come to understand.
I have about a 20-year delay before,
but not come to understand
completely.
Indeed, you can get that influence at 15 years old, but be 40 years old before you really understand what that person was trying to say to you or what they were trying to teach you. So. You know, just having that influence, though, that is the key, is having that positive role model, whatever you want to call it, influence, whatever you want to call it. And that's why I think that I'm led and feel so compelled as just a man in this world. I feel so compelled to help this young person out. Now, I truly feel like she's my child. Time frame's perfect. I understand. You know, I get it. Things happen, whatever. I'm not worried about whatever. But I do believe that. But either which way, I feel like that for what it took for her to find me, regardless, deserves her to have a couple of adults in a family in her life that she'll always know that it's a safe zone. It's like, hey, man,
was the time frame? Like, did you guys, if you know, like, how long was she
well,
looking
before
for
I
you?
had about, my wife come carrying in this note about 6:15 in the evening, and she said I told her you'd call her, and I got home around 6. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't have no time then to even think about it. But I give myself an hour, and I sat and I thought about it, and I knew that the last time I was ever physically around this woman in any type of way like that would have been the month of September.
Okay.
And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so if that was the last, because she was not pregnant at that point, that I could tell that, you couldn't see nothing happening.
Right.
So it was like, okay, so September would have been the last, like, okay, so I started working my time frame out. So in my mind, I'm like, if this young lady tells me anywhere between like June to like May the 1st, then it's like
here.
It's like, okay, so that narrows off one, okay, that's one check. And then I pull up in the driveway, and I swear to goodness, if I took my beard and just threw it on her little pretty face, then dang, if it wouldn't look a lot like me, I ain't gonna lie, I guess I'm just a pretty young lady too. I don't know. But I pulled up though, and this little skinny thing standing in the driveway, and I'm like, good God, that look like I can't even say, no, you don't even look like me. Like I would look more dumb by saying, no, she ain't mine. It's smarter for me to just embrace it at this point.
Best not to open with that.
Well, like I told my wife, I said, now if I'd have pulled up in the driveway and it was a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl looking at me, I'd be like, whoa, now wait a minute, there ain't nothing blonde-headed, blue-eyed looking about me or your mom. There's something going on. There's something happening here. But no, I pull up in a little dark-complected. Look, I mean, I was like, oh, well, I guess this one is mine. I didn't need a DNA at that point. And she said the same thing. She was like, Dad, when I seen your picture on that Facebook page. She said, I looked through all them pictures and she was like, this is my dad. Like, this is my dad. Like, I see me in this person, and the person that she thought was her dad had been dead since she had been born. So she never knew him.
So like, I mean, if it's not too personal of a question,
I don't care.
Was she under the impression, like, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, like, how did they come to know you to be the father? Like, how did she know that? Like,
yeah, it's pretty simple, man. I was really good friends with her mama, which is her mother's mom, before I was ever friends with Christy.
Yep.
And you know, through my relationship with her mom and her fiance at the time, my friend that I had been friends with for a long time, that's how I met her mom.
Okay.
I became friends with them, and it started going over their house, and then I met her mother like that. And you know, she had a fella that she had been kind of on and off with her teen life and early 20 life before me.
Right.
And then we got together, and it was a short relationship, a few month thing. But we broke up amicably. Like, we didn't break up like mad at each other, like hating each other or anything. Yep. It was kind of like, okay, you know, you go do your thing, I'm gonna go do my thing. Well, I had stayed friends with her mom and with Dave, my friend that was my original friend before any of them. And it kept in kind of a little bit of touch, but it would go a year or two, and then I'd stop in at their house, and they happened to live across the field from where we done our band practice years ago. And I would just stop in from time to time after practice, say hi, like, you know, what's up and everything. But I never really seen Christy. I seen her twice in that 17 years, and not one time did I see her with that child. And I seen that kid one time walk through the yard. I was there visiting with Dave, and Beth was in the house, and they had walked across from where Christy and them lived at, across the field. They had walked across that little housing project. And that's the only time I ever seen that little girl. She might have been about 3 years old, 4 years old, but I had no idea she was my daughter. You know, I mean, kids walking through the yard, like, I mean, they could look like anybody from 50 yards away.
Really,
I mean,
like, you see them walking, and you're not really paying attention.
Well, yeah, like in my mind, like, I'm not thinking like I'm not. No. It wasn't even a cross on my mind. And then, as she got older, she started asking questions, and her mom went to prison for about, I think it was 6 years, and she got took from where she was at and put with the man that she thought was her dad, put with his parents. Okay. And she said that the whole time she lived there, she just felt out of place, and, like, you know, nobody looked like her. Everybody was just different. And she said that she went to her, you know, like, she started asking questions, and then about a year ago was when she first tried to find me on Facebook, and then started realizing that I wasn't active on there. Right. But she said that she had spoke to her mom and her mama, because she told me the one day going home last week, she said, my mama is my favorite person in this world. She's always been there for me when I needed something. And I said, well, that's awesome that you have her. And I made it a point the first night that I went and picked her up, we went by her mama's. And I wanted to thank her because she told me, she said, my mom and my mama, she said they spoke so highly of you, and said that I was just going to love you and your wife and your, because, you know, they knew me and Courtney together. They knew me before, and then they knew me and Courtney. They had been, matter of fact, one of the first pictures we have of my son is with Dave holding him. He's 6'7" tall. Big old hands, big man. Yeah. And my kid looked like he was only about that big around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, hey, man, like, you know, they've been friends for a minute, but I was so thankful that those people, they could have dogged me if they wanted to, but they wouldn't do that. Because it was not by choice, dude. I didn't know this little girl, and like, her mom told her the truth, like, you know, look, God did not know you was in this world. And her mama told her the same thing, said, if that man would have known that there was anything to do with you in this world, you would have already known of him. He would have made his presence known. Well, you know, like, he would have been here a long time ago if he would have known. So I didn't have that battle to overcome, thank God.
Which is a blessing, for sure.
It is, man.
You know what I mean? mean? So, well, all you can do is go forward from here. Right?
I'm working it. I'm doing it just like I said, man. I feel like regardless of my kid or whose kid it is, she's somebody's daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that this is a safe zone. Now, does that mean that she's automatically my daughter? No, because, if she's not my daughter, she's not my daughter. But that means I will always say, hey, you are a friend and you have a safe zone here. If you're in Tazewell and you want to swing by and see, or if you just want to come and see us, you come and see us. And
just
we'll
keep that door open and let her know.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, blood ain't everything.
It ain't everything.
They blood, they can, you know what I mean?
That's right. But because I feel strongly enough about her efforts that I'm going to reward her efforts by being the proper adult that she needs on the other end of that. Me and my wife can provide that for her with ease. We both are good Christian people, and we both only want to see the best for all children. And now I do hope and pray for her sake that her journey's over. She's found her dad, and I hope that she is my daughter. But if not, I'm going to help her finish this journey out. We're going to find him. We're going to find out where he's at, and we're going to go meet him, because I want to know him too, because he's got to be a good-looking fella, because he's got to look like me. Got to look like me.
I told you, in case you guys forgot, Guy does have a twin brother named Randy. I do. He is kind of a alter kind of personality, but he is there. Indeed, he is there. Randy
always there.
Randy gets up to.
Always there. He never goes away. Always there. Shout out to everybody in the house. We see y'all there, man. Appreciate everybody here, man. Good morning. This is Good Vibes, Guy and Shine. 11 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Eastern Standard Time. Always good vibes. And Good Vibes After Dark to be announced. I forgot about going to be on Iron Sharpening Show Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. with Big Jack. Just found out this morning, so it's on my community page. You can go check it out, but it'll be at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, April 2nd. So shout out to you, Big Jack. Appreciate you hollering at me, man. Looking forward to sitting down with you and talking. Shout out to Jimena. Outstanding job last week. I enjoyed being able to be on your channel and get to share with you. And same to you, Miss Mac. I had an outstanding time. Great job. Great interview. And Jarrett Talks. I was with you yesterday evening. Shout out to you. Good job. Thank you for having me on. Shout out to everybody here. See you, Snapback Trishana, Sister B. Thank you for getting that link in there.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Sanja Hotco. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And yeah, a lot of profiles do get hacked. That's what bothered me when the situation occurred the way it occurred. It was like, man, this could have been different. Like in my mind, I'm like, this could have really turned out a whole lot different, man.
You gotta watch your stuff, man.
It's
bad out there.
This is my thing, is like, I look at it from a total dude perspective, right? Like, you got this, like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, young lady, you just made the most treacherous error of your life, because I know that I'm okay. I know I'm okay, but you come down that driveway too far. You should have stayed at a safe distance until you seen my face, not my car, my face, because she was right there. Like, it could have been anybody in my vehicle, and I could have reached out and just snatched her little tail up and been down, and her mama wasn't even home, wasn't nobody there. So it's like, man, all these things, I'm like, man, you can't do that.
Well, that's where it comes into helping them understand. Like, you know what I mean? Because my son's the same way. It's like, dude, that's like, how many times we gotta have this candy talk? You know what I mean? Like the stranger danger kind of thing. It's like, bro, you cannot trust people. Yeah. Well, they were just, I don't care what they were asking. You turn tail and you run back to the house, and then I'll deal with it. That's how that goes.
Give them a reason for you to trust them first. You don't just give that away. You don't give that away these days. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
Like I say,
especially
in my opinion,
man, don't be doing that.
Like, they live on this real steep hill. Like, she could have kept the high ground and waited to identify me with her eyes and said, yeah, that's the man I see in my picture.
That's why she's been blessed with you to teach her these things, man. Like, because it's, you know what I mean? Like, if you're aware of it, you should pass it down. That's my belief, right? You're aware of it. Some people just, they get excited, they let the emotions run them. And remember, we're emotional beings that think, not thinking beings that are emotional, right?
Yeah.
So typically the emotion is, I just want to meet whatever, my dad in this situation. All sense of security it's gone. And she probably never had much of it to begin with. Really, you know what I mean?
No.
So,
well, me and Courtney's got to spend enough time with her, and myself, I've got to spend enough time with her to realize that the things that we've made a norm for my young man, for my 14-year-old, the things that's been normal in his life have not necessarily been the normal in her life.
Right.
And that saddens me even more because, man, it's like, you should have had all these things. You should have had all these blessings. You should have all of this love already, but you got it now. You got it now. And that's where old dad needs to, like, that's where I need to get a little more rigid, is like, okay, just because she's coming in a little late in the picture don't mean that she can't walk on me now.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it.
Oh man, oh man, shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate y'all being here.
You guys.
I'm losing my voice, man. Can't hardly even talk. Oh, man, I love it. I just love it. I love it, man. Yeah, sing some more songs and shout out to No Voice, But hey, shout out to everybody. We appreciate y'all being here. This is Guy and Shine, 11 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Eastern Standard
Time, baby. Good vibes.
You can find good vibes. Good vibes. All right. Well, I'm gonna play this one little song. I'm gonna do our little promo thing, and then I'm gonna play that song by my Aunt Chris. For my mama. I know that mama's in the chat room, and she would like that, and I like it, so I'm gonna play it for everybody. So shout out to everybody. Perfect. It's Guy and Shine. We appreciate y'all being here.
Appreciate you.
As the world looks upon me as I struggle along, and they see I have nothing, but they are so wrong. In my heart I'm rejoicing, how I wish they could see. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. I've a roof up above me, I've a good place to sleep. I have food on my table and shoes on my feet. You gave me your love, Lord, and a fine family. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. I know that I'm not wealthy, and these clothes are not new, and I don't have much money, but Lord, I have you, and to me that's all that matters, how I wish they could see. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. I've a roof up above me, I've a good place to sleep. I have food on my table and shoes on my feet.
I tell you what, guys, when I was just a young man, I say young man, I was just a very young child. Uh, I remember going over to my Aunt Chris's house, and she's always been just a wonderful, wonderful aunt. And, she was always that safe place to fall, other than mom and dad's house back in the day, 6, 7, 8 years old. I was their little pallbearer back in the day, or not pallbearer, ring bearer is what it's called. I was a little ring bearer and everything, but I remember waking up in the morning at their house, and you'd be sleeping off in the spare bedroom or in the basement or wherever it is that you was sleeping at, and Aunt Chris was always a busybody. She'd be up early in the morning doing that one dish that was in the sink, or wiping the counter off again that morning because it hadn't been wiped off all night while he was in bed or whatever. Just doing Aunt Chris things, but man, she was always one that would just break out into a song a cappella. No music or anything most of the time. It was just her singing, and I can remember as just a young fella just being so. It brought such ease to me to hear that. I loved to hear, always loved to hear my Aunt Chris sing. But mostly, I just loved hearing her sing because I knew that she was singing just because she loved the Lord, and she meant every word that was coming out of her mouth, and she always was so quick to show, love that was unwavering, just like a mother or my dad. She was that aunt in my life that I knew that I could always count on. So shout out to you, Aunt Chris. We love hearing you sing. We love your blessing to us this morning, this afternoon. So thank you. I never forget you. Always love you, and you know that. My mama's baby sister. So shout out to you, Mommy. Hope that you enjoyed your song, and shout out to you, Aunt Chris.
Absolutely.
Never ending love. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate everybody being here with us. This is Guy and Shine. We thank you all. Good vibes. I don't know what time it is now, Sean.
We're at 20 to 1.
Oh, wow. Moving right along. We're moving right along. Good Monday morning start up. One of them deals, getting her going. This will be a nice little change up from what our first schedule was. Man, it feels like a little bit of a break almost in between. Like, okay, got time to revamp my brain and think about something else. Oh man,
time to get back into creating mode. You know what I mean?
It
was like, which is good.
I don't know. I feel like I needed to fall out of the creating mode for a minute myself.
Me
I was
too.
like, dude, I need that day in between of not doing, like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I got to think about something once in a while, other than just talk about. Because I wind up saying something I don't mean. I didn't have a chance to think about that too much.
Yeah.
Because I'm a thinker. I got to think about things for a little while. Sometimes I change my mind.
It's a good idea.
And this is live stream, so it's not like I get to rewind it or anything. It's like. All
right, folks, just rewind your VCRs
y'all forget
there.
that I said that last part there. I really mean it like this.
Yeah.
But shout out to you, man. I appreciate you being here with us, man. This has been
being here, man.
Good vibes
Yes,
with
sir.
Guy and Shine. Man, it does feel good today for some reason, man. I feel kind of.
It does.
It
was a damp morning, but now I'm warm from head to toe.
Well, there ain't no sense in starting to cuss about it, Shine.
Damp.
Them damp mornings are terrible, man.
I gotta remember to carry that accent. The rolling.
I tell you get started off with a damp morning wrong.
Oh boy,
you'll be soggy all day.
Yeah, all day.
No pun intended.
That's a fact, folks.
What the quack just happened here, man? Man, I mean,
quacking around.
Dude, I almost felt like a double dad there for a second because that sounded like some dueling dad jokes right there, man.
Oh yeah. I've been getting that lately. Like my son's like, "That's such a dad joke." When did you learn these terms, son?
How you know what a dad joke is?
Yeah.
You ain't even heard dad's jokes yet.
Me? Huh?
You ain't even allowed to hear dad's jokes yet. Get out of my face.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's the problem with my son is he's heard a lot of dad's jokes and
Yeah.
Hey, don't repeat them at church, son. Don't. Hey, I told you about that.
Either.
I told you about me. Hey,
Yeah.
man, I was walking my innocent, beautiful little son around back as any good dad would do. He was about 5 years old, and we was down here at the mailboxes, and somehow we wound up with a little one-shot Daisy BB gun in our hand because we always have one. And Dad was the one that was carrying it to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I made the most beautiful shot on the most innocent little bird that you've ever seen in your life. And
was it a cardinal?
It was a robin.
Oh no!
But you got to hear me out. Okay. I did point the gun in the direction of the bird.
Yeah.
But I was so far away that I thought there is no way that I hit that bird. That my kid was like, "You hit it, Dad," and I'm like, "You shouldn't be happy, son." Right? So I'm trying to explain it like God wasn't even trying to. Anyway, that didn't work. We go to church the next Sunday, and we're all going in. And Brother Lawrence is like, "Hey, guy, how you doing?" You know, talking to my boy, because he was always wanting to talk and everything as a youngin'. And he's like, first thing out of his mouth, "Dad shot a robin." and then goes into telling the stories how the feathers flew out and how it hit the ground and its leg kicked and everything. And I'm like, man, guy, not it. Come on.
Well, so many.
And
details.
I couldn't say, well, he's lying, because then I'm in the church.
Yeah.
The kid was telling the God's honest truth, but I wanted to just
old dead-eyed duck over.
I wanted to do the whole dad routine. Like, that's not true. He's telling stories again.
Yeah.
He's got a big imagination, brother. But I couldn't. I had to beg for
Robin
forgiveness.
flies down and sits on your shoulder.
Oh man, I really didn't think I'd hit it. I really, honest to God, that's the sad part. Is it really did break my heart that I killed that stupid bird.
Yeah.
God bless it.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have landed where it was at, because apparently that's where the BB wanted to go, because it was not it was
seen
one
a Christmas Story, right? You're
well,
gonna shoot your eye out.
I'm telling you. But it was like, oh no. Oh man, and I just knew that was going to be the first thing that kid talked about.
Of course.
And,
that's
like,
when you went from here to here.
I screwed up. I was like, oh man, because I knew as soon as he got excited that I shot it, that I was like, you just messed up, Dad. You just messed up, man.
Well.
Like, because I'm like, you shouldn't be happy about that, son. That was terrible of me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to tell him, like, that was horrible, and he's like, yeah, but it was a great shot, Dad. And I'm like, well, it was a good shot, but I mean, I shouldn't have, but you know.
You are right about that.
You are right about that, but I shouldn't have been. It was like, dang, man. Oh, man, no wonder he's a little bit off, man. But, you know, shout out to him, man. Shout out to you, Guy Anthony. I love you dearly, buddy.
Stronger, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you know, but, hey, you know, hey.
Things happen.
It happens, man. It was a good learning experience for me that day too, because I really was. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not the kind of person anymore that really likes to just. I don't like to kill stuff if I don't have to.
No, man.
And man, I killed that little bird, and I mean, it really did. Bro, I was like, man, I did not mean. I like in my heart, I knew that. Like, I didn't think I was seriously. It was like a 75-yard shot, Shine, with a one-shot Daisy BB gun. And I swear the BB had to do that number in order to get the. And I was like, you can't be. You got to be. Why did I do that? Yeah. Like, I couldn't believe it that I went boom. You know how they go boom.
Oh yeah.
I shot it.
Lob that shot too.
And then all of a sudden, this bird goes poof.
Yeah.
Boom, and falls off the post and starts with the. You know what I'm saying? The one leg.
It was his time.
Oh no! I tried to explain it away in my own mind like that. I was like, well, it didn't make me feel not one little itty bit better. I felt just as bad about it after I did that explaining to myself as I did before, and I was like, that was a waste of good air.
I remember hunting with my dad and my grandfather a lot when I was younger, right? Like up into like early teens. And I remember me and my buddies going one time when I was living out in Alberta for elk. And there was tons of rabbits around. So I had that rabbit sighted up. and you just see his little eye looking at you. It's just like, put it down. I can't do this. And my buddy's like, come on, smoke that thing. I'm like, you shoot it. But no, we ain't gonna do it. No, we're gonna do it.
You do it.
You do it.
I ain't doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like his face, his like pretty little face. It's like, no, this ain't happening. We're done with this.
Hey, I just seen this comment. It's at house that says a moment of silence for the robin. Indeed.
He's in a better place now. Good.
That's about as far as I can make it in silence. But I did it. I even went past a little bit. Like I felt my
further than I did. So
you know how when you hold your breath and you know that you need to take a breath in, you go ahead and push a little bit further past it.
Mm-hmm.
I just did that with that moment of silence. I could feel my breath getting ready to run out, and I was afraid I was going to. So I had to just go ahead and start. I couldn't hold it no more.
Start breathing again.
I had to start breathing again.
Yeah.
The only begotten Son, Yeshua, begotten his firstborn, Yeshua, by the eternal Father of all creation of heavens and earth, Jehovah. Jesus said, even when a little bird falls from heaven, he see. Indeed. And I believe that. See, I think that's why that my heart was burdened by it. And, you know, it was one of them deals as a younger man, looking back on it, it really did break my heart. I was like, man, that was dumb. I hated that because there was no call for it. It was like in a moment of dumb, you're like, okay, this is fun. And well, and then you're like, man, that wasn't funny. That wasn't funny at all.
Like, how many years ago did that happen, and you're still thinking about it? You know,
that's been 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. Yeah, man.
So
still,
the lesson stuck. That's good.
I don't even play like I don't even because I know me. I know if there's a bird flying on the other side of that mountain and I shoot across it with a BB gun, I'll hit it. I'll hit it. I'll hit it sure as the world.
Of course.
Couldn't do it if I wanted to, but if I just put the gun up in there and shoot it, I'll hit something with it, man. It's just crazy, man. If I could show you guys how far, because my son, if he was here, he could tell you. My wife's sitting right there. She could tell you. From down at our mailbox up to where the fence post that used to be there, it's gone now. I could put a pop can up there on that, and out of 20, 30 shots, never, ever even come close to hitting it. If anything, I'd knock the window out of my truck that sits right behind it. Could have done that day, too, because the truck was sitting right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I threw that gun, and I swear, I had to aim up like that.
Yep.
Man, I put the gun down, and me and my kid were like, and then all of a sudden, boom, I was like, no.
Maybe there was a second shooter. Have you ever
there was a second shooter. I think Courtney was hidden behind the knoll out here. There's a little knoll.
I'm about to change history.
And I didn't even look behind that knoll. But you're right. That's exactly how I felt.
We'll have to get those 3-letter agencies on this along with the other
it's
accumulation of data.
It's on it.
Working on
and let's all remember I do have a GED with big letters.
Yes.
So that says something. That says something. At least in the United States it does. From my understanding. That's what they told me.
Well, you should believe them, you know.
I did.
Good.
Still kind of believe them. I'm riding on it right now. To be honest with you, shout out to higher education.
Oh, there you go.
Or high education. I don't know which one of us.
Whichever one got me through. It's hard to remember. It's all the days.
Can't remember. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. Good morning to all. Roderick Henry. We see you, Highway 97 North Allison. Our friend. Appreciate you. Boogie Time. Miss Boogie Time. Brother William. Sister Missy and my mama.
Yep.
Shout out to you guys, man. Boogie Time, what time is it, man? Oh, we're coming up on 10 minutes till, man. 10 minutes till, man. Well, we done good today. It does seem like, hey, there's Brother Desi. Working volunteer playing y'all in the background. Good talk. Hey man, shout out to, hey, well, Brother Desi in the house. Let me give Brother Desi a little something.
While he runs what he's going to run, what do you volunteer at? If you want to answer,
Yeah.
In the meantime,
depending on the volunteer work.
Exactly.
I've done some volunteer work that I may or may not disclose of at times.
Exactly. It is a broad definition.
Just trying to help out.
In my own little way.
I felt like I did.
Till I found out I didn't.
Yeah. Till you get a Post-it note.
Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah. Didn't realize I was that much help.
It's the general services, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Shout out to volunteer.
There you go. Food pantry. Well, you're probably safer there than when Guy was hanging out.
Yeah, no doubt. Don't go volunteer with me. You get Post-it notes.
Ain't good.
No.
Ain't good.
Depending on the situation, it definitely ain't good. And what's on the Post-it note? That's another key. That's another key to the Post-it note situation. Hey, depending on what's wrote on it, man, that thing could turn into a throwing star quick, fast, and in a hurry, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm surprised he made it through the weekend, man.
Hey, if it wasn't for my lightning quick reflexes and my nimble-like abilities, I could have been stabbed with a Post-it note a couple weeks ago, and I was able to avoid it because, you know, deflection and just proper training and just knowing.
Reflexes.
I could see I could see the danger when my wife stepped out of the truck and there was a little bit of a bounce in my chair. I was like, oh, that felt like a hard step down.
As soon as it
like,
pulled in the drive.
Oh yeah, I was like, that looks like one of them. Looks like Guy may have done something. And I'm like, once again,
like
I hit one of them penitentiary moments when I was walking to the major's office. I was trying to think of all I done wrong so I could start swearing I didn't. Well, as soon as I seen her roll up in the driveway, I started thinking of everything that I had done, and I'm like, okay, what I ain't done nothing. That's what I'm gonna ride with. I ain't done nothing. I'd already planted my foot in the ground on nothing. I ain't done. And then she hands me his
maybe
Post-it
not
note.
recently.
Apparently, I did volunteer. Didn't remember, but
Well,
shout out to 3-letter agencies.
we're gonna need you on this one, boys.
Shout out to you, brother Desi, there volunteering at the food pantry, man. Thank you for helping out your community, and thank you for being an outstanding member of our community here, man. So good vibes to you, our friend, and shout out to understanding what the real meaning behind the hat is, man. We appreciate it.
All right, dude. They left, okay? Now that the wife's gone. Let's do this real quick. No, not this one. Yeah, it's not a tax ball. Something like that. Yeah. I think I dig it. Oh yeah, like a beret kind of thing. Yeah, very good. Thanks, guy. Love you, man. Sorry I was not there very long today. I was in a rush.
Good
Yeah.
job, man.
Thanks, man. That's another brother, Tommy. Shout out to Tommy Kenny, keeping it real. He threw that over to me the other day after we got off. After we got done talking and doing a little bit of tutoring. I'm not gonna lie, he's been teaching me some things and just spending some one-on-one time with me because it's what it takes for me, man. You can tell me all day long, but you show me a time or two, and I'm that dude that can kind of, okay, now I see what you're doing.
Visual,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it just helps me, man. So, but I can't take credit for that, though I do now know how he's accomplishing that. But he's the one that actually did the work on it and did
That's
that.
very
So,
cool.
yep.
Very
Shout
cool.
out to you, brother Tommy. Tommy, can you keeping it
appreciate
real,
you,
man?
Tommy, thank you.
Yeah, brother Desi, we see you there, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
style. Brother Zach would never have it any other way other than to make sure that it was stylish. And I like the fact that he took his own path.
You got to do that in this life.
You've got to take your own path.
Yeah, we can only show you a bit, and then you got to
That's
go
right.
from there.
That's right. That's right. We're not asking you to walk in the exact footsteps. Just walk in the direction of us. Okay?
Yeah.
Just saying.
But twist
saying.
it up. Twist it up. We can all learn,
You
right?
can always. Anyway,
next
Yeah.
subject.
Sanja, appreciate you being here. Great creativity with a smiley face laughing. Yeah, I see you there. Yeah, man, brother Zach. Yep. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother Desi. I appreciate you, man. Really, good
Yeah.
on you.
Good
Volunteer,
doing,
man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. People need it. I think Desi's in New York, I believe, if I remember right. And I know there's a bit going on down there, man. So hats off to you. You know what I mean? Everybody seems to be in a little bit more than they were before. So anything you can do to help in any way, do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, indeed, man. That's always commendable to go and volunteer for your community in any type of way. So definitely, brother Desi, good job, man. Roderick Henry says, I'm in San Francisco at a doctor's appointment listening. Well, shout out to you, Roderick Henry. We appreciate you. Shout out to the doctor's office who's listening too.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to you too,
Tell
doc.
them you know us. You probably get a discount.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just tell them you know who we are. I wouldn't suggest like telling your
Maybe
real
not.
close friends or anything. Just
No, it's probably best.
you may have a three-letter agency show up at your house. I'm just saying.
They might put this little red flag in your file. So
Yeah.
just be careful about that.
Hell, they show up at my house so often. I got special sippy drinks just for them. I mean, but you may not. You may not want to do that. You know.
Capri
So,
Suns, you know.
oh, they love their Capri
They
Suns.
love their Capri Suns.
Yeah.
Shout out to Capri Suns.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know, but shout out to them. I appreciate y'all checking in on me every week or two. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Check the binders of your books. And I did check the binder of this book.
Nothing in there?
No, but nothing in the binder.
Really?
No, not like I would have done it. I mean, you know. But
well, maybe there's a few things we can teach Boogie after.
yeah, you know. Remember the binders of the books, Miss Boogie. You can.
There's a lot you can do with the binder.
There's stuff you can. Yeah, there's. Yeah, but
Well,
shout out to Miss Boogie Tom and her new book, her songs. Shout out to you. Always just agging at you a little bit and playing, but proud of you, Miss Sheila Martin. Good job. We push you up here, so outstanding job. Good job to you. This has been a great Monday morning shine.
Absolutely.
Good job on you, man.
Good job to you, man.
Coming
Good job
up
to all
on-
y'all. Appreciate all y'all.
Absolutely,
Hope you,
man.
keep
They
on
are the
doing what
show.
you do. Yeah, they
They
are
are the show, man.
They are the show.
The B says Dez is a legend. 2075 right around the corner.
Here for you know it.
Here for you. Here for you know it. I mean, it's just right around the corner.
It's really just time.
It's just time.
Time
Is on my side. Yes, it is.
But it probably ain't this time. There you go. So you get a little acapella
Yes,
on your
it is.
Monday.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Man, that was
guys.
a creepy movie. What movie? Fallen. That's what movie that was in, dude. That was a weird.
No, man.
Dude, that was one of those weird, like, oh snap! I would not want that to be like.
That was around the time I completely abandoned that complete style of movies. I'm like, nah.
Man, dude, that's a weird one, man.
Here.
That
I don't need any of that.
That whistle that you would hear the. Yeah, and you'd be like, oh snap! Somebody getting ready to die. Somebody getting ready to die. Somebody getting ready.
Someone did.
I don't know much about anything, but I'm telling you right now, every time I've heard that little whistle, something bad happened to somebody. I'm telling you, all better duck, do something, get down, run, whatever it is
The
you think's
genius
best,
is
do it.
Oh, it looks like we're gonna get murdered. Let's go into the basement.
Yeah.
You're perfect. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
The
Let's
place you
go
can't
into this
escape
little
from.
shed that has no back door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Let's run and look behind us so we can trip 17 times. Getting to the vehicle that don't have keys in it so that we can lock ourselves in it and wait for this idiot to run over us with a farm.
Just remember, run in the opposite direction of everyone else. You don't have to be the fastest. Just don't be the slowest.
Oh, yeah.
Just
That's a given. Yeah, I ain't going to be last.
I'm going to trip you off the line.
I'll take a leg out. I'll be honest with you. In that situation,
shame.
it's every man for himself.
Yeah, we're on.
Hey,
Let's
I'm going
go.
to tell you what.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to be the one picking up that little 2-year-old and running with? No, I'm going to set her down so I can run faster. Shoot.
Every man and child for himself.
Yeah, I'm going to set that kid down so I can run faster.
I don't think that's how that saying goes.
I can't run. I can't jump hurdles with a kid in my arms. That's why I set them down. I didn't throw them down. I set them down. They could have run.
Not nearly as aerodynamic carrying
Why,
a child.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
They're built low to the ground for speed. He shouldn't have had no problem getting away.
Doctor said they bounced for the first 2 years. So,
Why,
I mean, come on.
they're fine.
Well, I hope y'all have a lovely rest of this one. We'll see y'all again on Wednesday.
If you can find good vibes in there somewhere, we welcome that. And please leave us a message on where it was at so we can go back and find it. But shout out to you guys, man. Always. Great Monday afternoon, great Monday morning to everybody. We just appreciate all of you being here. Sanja, appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you, Sister B. Appreciate everybody. Boogie Time. Appreciate everybody. Desi, you look at Shine throwing the hearts at everybody.
Technology,
Desi,
guys.
Gen X was in the house. Derek Henry at the doctor's office listening. Highway 97 North. We see you. Hallison, appreciate you. Brother William, thank you. Mama Missy, appreciate you. Everybody, thank you all. Appreciate it. Man, we had a lot of people in here for a minute, man. Good job, man. Good job, guys. Good job. Well, man, I'm gonna play a song out here. Let's see. I don't even know what I got. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and load up "Silly Girl" and play it out.
Sure, man.
To do our last thing here, man. Do our last little video. Yeah, right there it is. All right, cool deal. All right, well, guys, good vibes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Guy and Shine at Shine Dig at Creating Change GB. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much. Good vibes, y'all.
It's for you, sweetie. All right.
Where did you come from, silly girl? I know I just met you, but I can't seem to get you out of my head, out of my head. My favorite song was playing, and you were shaking your hips with little invitation. We were locking lips, and know that I'll never forget you. pieces. Then out of nowhere, you appear without one question. Yeah, we disappeared, and know that I'll never forget you. No matter how hard I try, can't even find the words to tell you how much you blew my mind. Gave me your poison, and I breathed it in. But just like my favorite things, you disappear in the end. The end. The end. It's just the beginning. Well, you know I won't forget you, no matter how hard I try. I can't even find a pen so I could see you again. Give me your poison, and I breathed you in. But just like my favorite things, you disappear, yeah. The end. The end. The end. True story. I hope you're still out there.